Introduction. It's a topic that sparks curiosity and sometimes controversy. Why do younger women often find themselves secretly drawn to older men? While society may raise eyebrows, psychology offers compelling insights into this age gap attraction. From emotional maturity to a sense of security and life experience, the reasons run deeper than surface-level assumptions. In this exploration, we dive into the real psychological triggers behind why younger women are often magnetically pulled toward older men and what it reveals about modern relationships. 1. Emotional maturity. Emotional maturity is the ability to understand, manage, and express emotions in a healthy and constructive way. It involves self-awareness, self-control, and empathy toward others. A person with emotional maturity does not let their emotions dictate their actions. Instead, they recognize their feelings, process them, and respond thoughtfully. One of the key signs of emotional maturity is the ability to take responsibility for one's behavior without blaming others or external circumstances. Such individuals can admit when they are wrong, learn from their mistakes, and make amends. They are also able to handle criticism without becoming defensive, using it as an opportunity for growth. Emotionally mature people remain calm under pressure and do not allow anger, frustration, or disappointment to cloud their judgment. They understand that emotions are temporary and often intensified by perception rather than fact. They take time to reflect and evaluate before reacting. This level of control and self-reflection promotes healthier relationships, both personally and professionally. Empathy plays a crucial role as well. Emotional maturity enables a person to understand and respect the emotions of others, even if they differ from their own. This builds stronger connections and fosters mutual respect and trust. Developing emotional maturity takes time and conscious effort. It often grows through life experiences, setbacks, and personal reflection. Practicing mindfulness, setting boundaries, and communicating openly are practical ways to enhance emotional maturity. Ultimately, emotionally mature individuals lead more balanced lives. They are resilient, not because they avoid hardship, but because they face challenges with perspective, patience, and grace. Emotional maturity is not about being emotionless. It's about being emotionally intelligent and grounded, even when life is difficult. It is a vital component of personal growth and a foundation for a fulfilling, peaceful life. 2. Life experience and wisdom. Life experience is one of the greatest teachers, offering lessons that cannot be learned from books or lectures alone. Through the joys and struggles we face over time, we accumulate wisdom, an inner compass that helps us navigate the complexities of life. While education and information provide knowledge, it is experience that transforms that knowledge into understanding. Every mistake, heartbreak, success, or moment of uncertainty carries with it a deeper lesson about who we are and what truly matters. Wisdom often comes slowly, shaped by years of trial and error. It teaches us patience when things don't go our way, resilience when we fall, and humility when we succeed. With each passing year, we start to see the bigger picture. What once seemed urgent or unbearable may later appear trivial in hindsight. Wisdom helps us recognize the value of kindness over pride, listening over speaking, and empathy over judgment. Importantly, life experience also helps us see the world through other people's eyes. It allows us to become more compassionate, more forgiving, and more grounded. We realize that everyone carries burdens and no one's journey is perfect. The lessons we learn are not just for our benefit. They prepare us to guide others, especially the younger generation, through their own paths. Ultimately, wisdom is not about having all the answers, but about asking better questions and learning from each moment. It reminds us that growth never stops and that every stage of life brings new insights. We begin to accept uncertainty not as something to fear, but as part of the process. Life experience gives us the tools to live not just more intelligently, but more meaningfully. And in that, we find not just knowledge, but true wisdom. 3. Stability and security. Stability and security are foundational elements in both personal life and broader societal systems. Stability refers to consistency, reliability, and resilience, traits that allow individuals, relationships, institutions, and even governments to function effectively over time. Without stability, progress becomes uncertain, and people may struggle with unpredictability, which can lead to stress and dysfunction. On a personal level, stability might come from routines, strong support systems, financial planning, or emotional regulation. It provides a sense of grounding and peace, enabling people to focus on growth, creativity, and long-term goals without being overwhelmed by constant change or chaos. Security, closely tied to stability, involves protection from harm or danger. This can be physical safety, such as living in a secure environment, or emotional and psychological security, like feeling accepted and valued. Security also includes digital and financial safety, especially in today's technology-driven world. In all its forms, security builds trust. When people feel secure, they are more willing to take positive risks, collaborate, and invest in the future. Both stability and security are interdependent. One reinforces the other. A secure environment promotes stability, while a stable environment enhances security. In schools, workplaces, homes, and governments, prioritizing both leads to healthier, more productive communities. For example, a stable government with fair laws enhances national security, just as a secure home life contributes to a child's academic and emotional stability. Ultimately, understanding and cultivating both traits can lead to a more fulfilling, empowered life. Whether building strong relationships, managing finances, or making decisions about career and education, prioritizing stability and security helps individuals feel more in control. In a world full of uncertainty, striving for these values provides a sense of order and confidence essential for well-being and success. 4. Strong sense of identity. A strong sense of identity is crucial for personal growth, confidence, and emotional well-being. It refers to having a clear understanding of who you are, your values, beliefs, strengths, and unique traits. When you possess a strong identity, you are less likely to be swayed by peer pressure, societal expectations, or the opinions of others. This inner clarity helps guide your decisions, behaviors, and relationships. Developing a strong sense of identity begins with self-awareness. Taking time to reflect on your experiences, interests, and values allows you to better understand what matters most to you. It also involves accepting both your strengths and weaknesses and seeing them as parts of a whole rather than as separate or conflicting aspects of yourself. A strong identity gives you direction and purpose. People who know who they are tend to have more meaningful goals and are more resilient in the face of challenges. When life becomes difficult, their sense of self serves as a foundation that keeps them grounded and motivated. This doesn't mean that they are inflexible or unwilling to grow. On the contrary, they are often more open to learning and change because they have a stable base from which to adapt. Building this sense of identity also fosters respect for others, as it helps you appreciate the diversity in people's experiences and choices. It encourages you to celebrate differences rather than fear them. Ultimately, a strong sense of identity helps you live a more authentic life. You become more capable of forming genuine connections, pursuing your passions, and standing up for your beliefs. It empowers you to live with intention rather than simply react to the world around you. Developing and nurturing your identity is a lifelong journey, but one that enriches every part of your life. 5. Power dynamics and polarity. Power dynamics and polarity play a significant role in shaping relationships, communication, and influence in both personal and professional settings. At their core, power dynamics refer to how power is distributed and exercised between individuals or groups. This can manifest in overt ways, like authority in a workplace hierarchy, or in subtle ways, such as emotional leverage in personal relationships. Understanding power dynamics helps us become more aware of how influence operates and how imbalances can affect interactions. For example, in a work environment, a manager may hold formal power, but an employee with expertise may wield informal power, shifting the dynamic in key decisions. Polarity, on the other hand, refers to the natural interplay of opposing forces, often seen in the masculine and feminine energies within relationships. These energies are not tied to gender, but represent complementary qualities. Masculine energy tends toward direction, purpose, and structure, while feminine energy embodies flow, receptivity, and emotion. When polarity is strong in a relationship, it creates attraction and dynamic tension. However, when the polarity weakens due to role confusion, imbalance, or power struggles, the relationship can lose its spark or fall into conflict. Together, power dynamics and polarity teach us about balance, respect, and mutual influence. Being aware of these forces allows us to navigate relationships more consciously. Healthy power dynamics involve shared respect and ethical use of influence, while strong polarity enhances connection by honoring differences. Whether in leadership, romantic partnerships, or friendships, recognizing and managing these elements can lead to more fulfilling and empowered relationships. The key lies in awareness, understanding when to lead, when to follow, when to assert, and when to yield, thus creating a harmonious exchange of energy that strengthens bonds rather than weakens them. 6. Father figure archetype. The father figure archetype is a powerful and enduring symbol found in mythology, literature, religion, and psychology. Representing authority, protection, guidance, and discipline, the father figure often serves as a mentor or guardian who helps others, especially the hero, navigate the challenges of life. This archetype can be seen in characters like King Mufasa in The Lion King, Gandalf in The Lord of the Rings, or even real-life mentors and paternal figures. Psychologist Carl Jung emphasized the importance of archetypes in the collective unconscious, and the father figure is one of the central ones, embodying structure, rules, and moral authority. At his best, the father figure offers wisdom, support, and stability, guiding others toward maturity and responsibility. However, when distorted, this archetype can become authoritarian, overly controlling, or emotionally distant. The contrast between the nurturing and tyrannical father figures highlights the duality within this role and reflects the complexity of real-life paternal relationships. In many stories, the father figure is the one who provides the tools or knowledge the protagonist needs for growth, but eventually must step aside to let them develop independence. His presence often symbolizes the values of tradition, legacy, and responsibility, and his absence can create a void that characters must strive to fill. Understanding this archetype is essential in literature and psychology because it reflects a fundamental human need for guidance and approval, and also the struggle for autonomy. It helps explain why individuals may seek authority figures in various forms, from teachers to leaders. Whether benevolent or flawed, the father figure remains a central force in shaping identity and moral direction, encouraging those under his influence to confront their fears, take on responsibility, and ultimately come into their own. 7. Less drama, more direction. In a world increasingly filled with distractions, emotional noise, and constant crises, real or imagined, embracing the mindset of less drama, more direction can be transformative. Drama often thrives on reaction, overthinking, gossip, impulsive decisions, and emotional reactivity. While it may offer temporary attention or a sense of excitement, it rarely produces lasting growth or meaningful outcomes. On the other hand, direction is grounded in intention, clarity, and purpose. It means setting goals, making mindful choices, and staying focused even when circumstances become difficult. A life led with direction is not free from problems, but it navigates them with composure and strategy rather than chaos. Reducing drama begins with taking responsibility for your mindset. It involves learning to pause before reacting, questioning your thoughts, and choosing responses based on long-term values rather than short-term emotions. Direction grows when you consistently align your actions with a clear vision, whether it's building a career, nurturing relationships, or improving your well-being. You stop chasing validation or attention and start seeking progress. This shift doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or ignoring challenges. Rather, it means channeling your energy into solutions instead of cycles of conflict or confusion.